Hey everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, actually a lot of bit different, and we're going to start teaching you guys about retail arbitrage. And this is something that we've talked about on our blog, but we decided that we wanted to jump on the YouTube retail arbitrage video bandwagon and do some of our own tutorials, if you will, and show you kind of what it's like in a real life situation and how you would go about looking for retail arbitrage items, and just giving you some baselines of like things that we look for when we're doing retail arbitrage and give you an idea of how to get started. So today we are going to a couple of stores. We're going to go to Cargo Largo, which they have like closeout deals and just all kinds of stuff. It's a huge store, so we're going to be there for a while and look and see what kind of items we can find. So we're also going to go to Walmart, maybe Target, and we'll just see what we can get done. Some other stores that you can look at are places like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Ross or Burlington Coat Factory. If you have any of those stores near you, they're really popular with retail arbitrage people. So some things that you want to look for when you're doing retail arbitrage is that you want to make sure that you're eligible to sell an item. Obviously, first, nothing else matters if you spend the money on a bunch of items or even one item and then you can't sell it on Amazon. And some places like Cargo Largo, I don't know that they take returns. So you don't want to be stuck with items that you probably don't want and you might have spent a decent amount of money on, but you can't get a profit because you can't sell it on Amazon. So those kinds of things are going to be like name brands or toys or like makeup, beauty products, chemicals, things like that. So you want to make sure that you're double checking as you're going along and making sure that you are eligible to sell items. And we'll talk more about that while we are looking for items. Another thing is that you want to look for items that meet certain requirements. And these are the things that we will be looking for in products when we are determining whether or not we want to buy. The first thing is that you want them to have a sales rank of at least 250,000 or lower. So between 1 and 250,000. The other thing is that you want to make sure that you will be able to make a profit of $3 per unit or more. And that is including all of your fees for FBA, and we will be doing FBA, so that's something that we will be taking into consideration. And most of your apps that you're going to use, like Profit Bandit, Scoutify, which is what I'm going to be using today, they will show you what your net profit will be, and it will also show you what your ROI will be. And so for ROI, we're going to be looking for 50% ROI or more, so between 50% and 100% or higher. So another thing that you can look at is how many reviews do products have. I don't always do this, but it's something that is important. You know, if something has really terrible reviews, then it's not going to sell and it's not going to be high ranking anyway. So, but it's a good thing to double check. And another thing is Amazon selling the item. In Scoutify, it will show you if Amazon is on the listing when you're looking at the products, and it'll have a little Amazon logo to show you that Amazon is on the listing. And that's important because you don't necessarily want to be selling the same things that Amazon is selling, because they're going to prioritize themselves always because they're Amazon and it's their site. So one thing you want to make sure about, especially when you are looking at things like makeup or anything like that that's a gated category, is you want to double check in your Amazon seller app that you have approval. So I'm a fairly new seller, so I don't have approval for pretty much anything. So you don't want to get involved financially in a bunch of products that you aren't eligible to sell. And this has happened to me before. So what you want to do is, if you're not eligible to sell, you can try and request approval. But if you're a newer seller and you're less established, then you won't be automatically approved. So some bigger sellers and people that you see on YouTube will come into stores and do this on the fly when they find a gated product. So let me show you what happens. So I scanned this in the seller app, and then it says I have to request for approval. So when I open this up, it's going to come up and ask me to request approval. And then it's going to ask if I'm a reseller, a distributor, a manufacturer, or both. So when I click that, it wants required documents. They mean that they want an invoice from the manufacturer or another distributor, and then it has to go along with all of these requirements. So obviously we're in a store right now, we're not buying from a manufacturer or a distributor. Okay, so we're in the pet section and I'm scanning a bunch of things like these pet shop mini bones. I think they came from Walgreens, but they're not on Amazon. So you want to try and find things that are on Amazon, because then you can actually get a good idea of what your ROI and your profit will be per item. So then I found these dingo sticks, and I've been trying to look for brands that I recognize as most likely being on Amazon. So you can see that they're $3.20. So all you're going to do with the Scoutify app is you're going to open it up, and after you've got signed in, you're going to click the scanner button right here, and you're going to find the UPC code on the back, and you're going to scan it. And then it's going to look it up, and it's going to give you a list. And what you're going to want to look for is you're going to want to look for the highest ranking listing. So I'm going to go with this 200 out of 1.3 million in pet supplies. And I'm going to open up that listing, and it's going to show me all of the information of all of the listings. And then you're going to click up here for cost per unit, and you're going to edit that so you can put in exactly what you would be paying for each unit. And you can put the list price as whatever you want, but I usually just leave it as the default. Save changes, and then it's going to update, and it's going to show you what your net profit would be and your ROI based on the information that you put in. So we're in the party section, and party goods are something I see a lot of retail arbitrageurs on YouTube look at. And so I'm going to scan this frozen scene setters with props, and it's only $4. And I'm going to scan it with my Scoutify app, and we're going to see what it brings up. So you can see that the rank is really good. It's 9,000 out of 6 million, so that's really good. It's selling for $12.29. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to update that with $4. And we're going to see what it comes back with. So you can see that we're going to make pretty much as much profit as we would be spending with a 99% ROI. So just some things that you want to be looking at in your apps when you're looking for kind of baseline. You want to look for lower than 250,000 in rank, and you want to be looking for a profit of $3 per unit or more, and at least an ROI of 50%. So these props for frozen parties check all of those boxes. So I think we're going to pick these up. So we're in the sponge section because I know someone personally who's done really well with sponges, reselling sponges. So I scanned this Rubbermaid kitchen brush. We have no idea how much it is, but that's not important. So I wanted to talk about how in Scoutify, you can use things like Camel, or Book Scouter if you're looking to resell books. So one of the things that you can do in Scoutify is you can click this research button, and it'll come up with all these different options. And so we're going to look at Camel. And I've actually already opened this. And so one of the things that I want to point out is that it's not currently in stock on Amazon, which is a good thing potentially for someone like me who is considering maybe buying this to resell. So you can also see the Amazon price history. And so this is something that we were just talking about that's really crazy, is that at one point somebody bought this, sold this, and was making sales for this tiny little brush with a scraper for $17.01. So that seems pretty crazy to me. But then if you scroll down even further, you can see that someone sold it for 2 months ago for $17.01. But you can also see that they were back in March of 2013, which is considerably longer ago. You can see that they were selling it for $1.07. So this is something to consider, looking at your history on Amazon through something like Camel, to make a determination for you and your business goals. I'm personally not going to buy these brushes just because I feel like it's a little bit too much of a risk, but somebody else who is more of a risk taker might want to buy it. So I want to point out something else. You want to be really diligent when you're doing your searching. So I saw this really cute whale bottle opener, and it's only $1, so I wanted to see how much it was. So I opened the Scoutify app, and this is what came up when I scanned the UPC code. Obviously, it says it's hobby kids, some kind of a toy. And obviously this guy does not match. So I want to point out that it's really important to pay attention to all of the information that you're seeing on the app or any app that you're using to make sure that you're making good decisions. So we're here at Walmart right now, and we will be going in to look for items to potentially sell on Amazon. And one of the things that I will be showing you guys is how to look for what's called hidden clearance. And when we get in there, I'll talk a little bit more about what to look for, how to find the items in the store, and then how to use the Walmart app to see that they are even more on sale than they show on the price tag. So let's go into Walmart and get started. So it's talking about Walmart hidden clearance, and this is something that I've seen other YouTubers talk about, and I didn't want to believe it, even though I literally saw them do the same process. So we're here at one of our local Walmarts, and I just found a product that I want you guys to see to believe. So you're going to open up the Walmart app, and when you're in the store, it's going to be yellow here at the top, and it's going to say Store Assistant. So then when you find a product like this guy right here, this Call of Duty Black Ops action figure, it says on the tag that it's $15. So what I did was I hit the little barcode scanner, I scan that guy, and look, it says that it's $7.50. So it's half price. So this is an example of Walmart hidden clearance, and now I'm a believer. So when you guys are out looking at Walmart, this is something you'll want to be doing. You want to scan everything, and it sounds crazy, but it's obviously worth it. Okay, so another thing I want to point out about how Walmart works, and maybe some other stores too, is that as you can see, these Crayola glitter dots, they have a bunch of them right here. I'm holding them in my hand. But when I go and I scan them in the Walmart app, here we go. It's going to come up and it's going to say unavailable in your store. But obviously, as you can see, it's right here in my hand. So this is something I saw another YouTuber point out, that even though online it might say that it's unavailable in your store, that might not always be true. So don't always go by what the store or even your app says. You want to come in and double check for yourself. I wanted to talk to you guys about scanning things that are in the case for hidden clearance, because a lot of times what happens is they won't change the tags for things that are behind glass. So cameras, video games, things like that. So what you're going to do is you see a yellow tag like this, just like you would see on other clearance items, and then you're going to take your app, again, the Walmart app, and you're going to scan that barcode. There we go. And you can see that the tag says it's $54, but on the app it says it's $19. So if we go and we put in that information into Amazon, so it is the FZ53BK. You're gonna see it right here, not a bundle because it's just the camera. It's $52. and it's 443 ranking. So I'm going to put $19 in. I'm going to change this price here to $53, and it will update, and you can see that the profit would be $26.48 with a 139% ROI. So this is a really great deal. Unfortunately, because it's such a great deal, they don't have any more, and the poor guy ran all over looking for me, but unfortunately they don't have any. But this is a great example of why you need to scan every clearance tag that you can find, because just because it's behind glass, that doesn't mean price is final. You want to double check in the Walmart app. So when you're looking for clearance items, no matter where you are, you want to make sure that you're looking up high and that you're looking down low, because you'll find most things are going to be on sale that are down low or on the top shelf. So here's a prime example. So up here, you can see that there's a Play-Doh Animal Crew. It's got chicken in it. And so I grabbed one, and obviously because it doesn't look like it's really in the right spot, or maybe it's the last few of them and they took them off the shelf, I wanted to know how much it was, because sometimes those are clearance items that they just shove up there to get out of the way. So of course I got out the app and I'm gonna scan it. It's gonna come up and it's gonna tell me how much it is. So this item is $14.97 and it's limited stock, so that probably means that it is on sale. So I'm gonna go over here, and I've already scanned it to double check the price, but there's nobody selling it FBA, but right now it looks like there's somebody maybe doing seller fulfilled prime for $43.38. So at $43.38, we would make a profit of $16.64 with 111% ROI. So this is a prime example of why it's important to, first of all, scan everything that interests you and double check it in between the Walmart app and Profit Bandit or Scoutify or whatever app you're using, and seeing if it's a profitable item. So double check up high and down low.